Morality is often a trope found in video games shown through the option, or in some cases, illusion of, choice. Do I respond positively in a dialogue tree? Do I take the stealth option or go in guns blazing? Do I just flat out murder non-playable characters because the game doesn't punish you much if you do? Morality is a fine line in games because after we are given our objective, we rarely think about why we continue to do what we are doing. We are trying to save the princess. We are trying to avenge the death of a loved one. We are protecting Earth. Recently, I completed the game Shadow of the Colossus. The story sets up simply and vaguely as you play a lone wanderer bringing a girl to a temple in hopes of resurrecting her back to life. A great deity called Dorman will grant you this request on the condition that you slay the colossi that roam parts of the vast land you are in. After that, you are on your own to find and bring down these great beasts. As someone who played the original when it came out over 13 years ago, I was still surprised and emotionally impacted by the conclusion. And now, with the remaster, the game has never looked or sounded better. It's a beautiful case for games as art, embracing a minimalist presentation. There is no HUD, no crazy overlays, opting simply for a small gauge with your stamina and health. A minimalist world, with the colossi being the only living aspects of the land, and a minimalist objective: to kill unquestionably, in hopes of saving the woman you brought here. There came a point where I started to question everything I was doing. Is this all worth it? Do these creatures actually deserve to die? Is all of this killing going to come back to haunt me? Very rarely do games ever give you an objective that has such clouds of morality. Of course, with Shadow of the Colossus, there is no choice. You have to kill. At first I felt empowered, taking on these huge beasts, but over time, as the story is slow to unravel, I started to wonder what the endgame is. In the beginning it was exhilarating and rewarding. Towards the end, during these epic fights, I found myself starting to feel bad when it came time to land the final blow, exuding the Colossi's last ounce of soul and bringing them to their demise. These are creatures provoked, otherwise living freely until you disturb their resting spots and begin battle. The story gives purpose, but it's doled out so slowly over the course of the 15 colossi I was instructed to slaughter, I really started to question my actions. Thus is the crux of a game, however, as to be a pacifist, I would simply have to not play. Even in the original Mario, you had the option to jump over the Goombas. I think it raises an interesting thought, however, in how we relate to media, games specifically. We are frequently asked to do, and only sometimes are we presented with a deep and meaningful because. And that's what makes games such an interesting form of mass media. Like movies, TV shows, and books, we are all presented the same material and story, but unlike these forms, we experience games drastically different. My individual compass led me to feel this way about this particular game, and your personal experience with it and others may be at a whole nother level. Gamers unite over the sharing of these experiences, their own take on a medium filled with unlimited potential. That's how we bond with these worlds and characters and with each other. I'm not suggesting you need to critically analyze every game you play. I don't think Mario would be as much fun if you start to look deeply into why mushrooms make you larger or dinosaurs hatch from eggs just waiting to be ridden. We play games to escape, but every so often there comes an experience that makes you think a little bit more about what you're doing. In those instances, embrace that thought, ponder it, and appreciate the value of partaking in an interactive art form that has the capacity to reach a higher level than just game.